With just at this moment a few days left before the presidential election, before voting comes to an end, and hopefully we can turn the page from Donald Trump. But right now, both campaigns, with just a few days left, are in their closing arguments phase, which means they're making their final pitch to voters. They've got to be clear, concise, but most importantly, coherent. And I think Vice President Kamala Harris is actually doing a good job of that. Whereas Donald Trump is out there holding dance parties, calling America a garbage can, and talking for 10 minutes about Arnold Palmer's, manhood. And I'm not the only one who thinks that that is a very poor closing message for the country. Legendary Republican strategist Karl Rove, who might be one of the most evil people on the planet, but let's face it, he's good at being a Republican strategist, told Fox News just a couple days ago that Trump is blowing it. Trump's closing message is so incoherent that it's probably going to hurt him. Here's how this exchange went down. Fox News host Bill Hemmer asked Karl Rove straight up, he said, "How important was it to make a succinct closing argument?" And Rove responded saying, "Very important. And obviously, the emphasis on being optimistic is important, but he keeps stepping on this, talking about, Arnold Palmer's privates and, saying 39 minutes of dance music. He remains undisciplined. You need to have him saying that kind of thing with a little bit more depth and substance to it and less on the sort of the riffing that has caused people to, if he says something sort of wild, the media is going to cover the wild thing rather than the substantive thing, and the substantive thing is what's going to sell the voters." Now, that's kind of where I disagree with Karl Rove. I think that Donald Trump going out there and being insane is what appeals to his base. It doesn't appeal to anybody outside the base, sure. But you know what also doesn't appeal to anybody outside the base? Listening to Donald Trump struggle to talk about the economy. There was another instance just this past week where Donald Trump was asked during some kind of town hall, grocery prices, right? And he immediately did what he always does when somebody asks him about grocery prices. He says, "Well, it's an energy issue. It's the energy. They're not letting us drill for oil. They're not letting fracking. We don't have the fracking. We should frack," when he's acting like a duck on stage. But he's talking about oil, of which the United States is producing more than at any other point in our history, as if oil prices are why you're paying more for eggs. And let me tell you, the people out there struggling to pay their grocery bills, they don't buy that bull crap. They're not sitting there saying, "Oh, yes, that makes sense. Right, correct. He is totally smart, and I'm the idiot for not understanding that." Donald Trump doesn't talk about substantive issues because he physically, mentally cannot talk about substantive issues. I have been saying this for a very long time, and it drives me up the wall to hear these so-called strategists saying, "No, man, you just got to talk about the issues." He can't. He's tried. He sounds even crazier when he's talking about issues than when he's talking about Arnold Palmer's privates. But either way, whether he talks about the issues or doesn't talk about the issues, things are not going well with his closing message. Now, I know there's been plenty of criticism about Kamala Harris's performance during last week's CNN town hall. She also had some very positive notes from it. Overall, I don't know that it hurts her, but I do think it has the potential to help her. She needed the national stage to talk to voters, to deliver the closing arguments, and I think she did a pretty good job of it. Donald Trump, on the other hand, can't even do a rally anymore standing up. He has to sit down. He's got to have other people on stage to take some of the heat off him. He's the one that is failing. He is the one that is exhausted. And he is the one that is blowing it in the final 2 weeks before the voting ends. Thanks for watching today, everybody. And don't forget, if you're not already, please do subscribe to this channel. We have fresh content going up every single day, and I would really hate for you to miss out on that. And speaking of missing out, if you're not following me across all other social media outlets, then get on it. You can follow the links in the description of this video.